Good morning, everybody. It's Patrick Lee, and it's time for Midweek Motivation Live. I hope everyone is doing great today. It's a beautiful day here in Amarillo, Texas, down in the downtown tower. Happy to be here today, talking to you a little bit today about growth. Why is it important? Is growth important? People already tuning in and watching the show. I've had a couple of people reach out to me this week. They have new names, new profiles. Some of their profiles had been hacked, and I helped them a little bit. People that were wanting to get back in and watch the show. And we have multiple ways to watch the show. Patrick Lee's Midweek Motivation Live every week on Wednesdays through YouTube and my YouTube channel at Patrick Lee. You can find me on there. Be sure and click on the subscribe button and share this with friends and family, and this can help them as well on YouTube. And be sure to click on the bell to get notifications every time I go live. I have changed a little bit of my technology this week. One of my computers went down and is currently in the repair shop, and I've switched over to my Big Mac. And so a little bit of a different look this week, but hey, the lights and microphones and bells and whistles are all working, and we're going to be good. A lot of people already commenting. Hey, Pete, good to see you this morning. My man, Gary, how you doing? Bro Meister, Pete, that's awesome. If I were a protein shake, I would be a protein shake, right? I know. Let's just cut the all the bros. You're all my bros. Sal on here. A lot of people watching already. I love that. Thank you guys. Also, of course, on Facebook every week. And now I'm fixing to be adding a third social media platform that I'm going to be on live. I love this. Simulcasting is wonderful. The more we connect our technology, the farther reach we can get with the Midweek Motivation Live show. But I do want to talk to you today about growth. Is it necessary? And you can apply this to your business. This is mainly business. You can apply this to relationships, but this is really mostly business. Every one of us on here need to grow our business. We've shared that before in the past. And everything that we do, all of the things that we do it's like it's our business. It's our ministry, our service that we provide to people. And it's always important for us to continue to keep growing that. When you're moving forward, you experience this growth. You experience the good things in life and a little bit of the bad. But one of the things that you have found, and many people have probably shared this with you, there's no such thing as standing still, right? I am the pro bro. I love it. There's the comment, Gary. That one goes on the screen. You are the pro bro. I love that. But there's no such thing as standing forward, right? You're either moving forward or you're moving backwards, right? And if you are throwing dirt on somebody, you are losing ground. So let's talk about growth this week. Is it necessary? Absolutely. And here's why. If you continue to grow, you always, or will hopefully consistently, have more people that you can influence. Now, we've talked about influence in the past. And if you are not a person that influences anyone else, then I would recommend that you start working on that and read a book, take a class, take a course. Click on my digital website that will be in the links below this video, and I'd love to talk to you about growing your influence. But everything that we do is important. The people that we reach are important to us. The services that we provide to others are important to us. If it's a business, it's crucial for your business that you continue to grow, that you continue to add people to your website, to your database, to your list of customers. But I've got a great article in here. I'm pulling a lot of these tips from today in the latest issue of Success Magazine. On the cover this month, we have Mario Lopez. This is awesome. Yeah, if y'all remember Mario, there's Mario. Mario is going to be emceeing an event for us at EXP in Vegas in November at EXPCon. That's going to be a fun event. He's on the cover of our wrapper, our EXP wrapper. So I'm wearing my new EXP Honey Badger shirt. Got my Honey Badger on the back. But a lot of these tips in here come from a couple of different growth leaders, people that have written many books and articles. And one of them, Hugh Murphy, basically is known as the sales evangelist. And I've shared that on the show before in the past. If you have a product or a service, something that you provide, you literally have to become basically the evangelist for your brand, right? You have to be the person that's on the stump, on the soapbox, talking about what it is that you do, the company that you own, the business that you own, the service that you provide, right? You have to literally become the evangelist for that brand. Years ago, I read a saying that it's applied to me for years ever since. And this is literally over 35 years ago. I read this saying, this quote, and it was one of those that said it was a Confucius quote. That's who it was attributed to. I just have adopted it as one of my own quotes, and sort of a little mantra that I go by in sales. I've been in sales for literally 40 years, guys. And I've been in so many different areas of sales. It's unreal. And I have done everything from driving a yellow cab to selling fuel to propane, to selling magazines and encyclopedias, to selling toys on a store corner, a street corner, to working in supermarket sales and departmental sales, and selling shoes and selling clothing, then selling furniture. I've never sold cars or used cars. People told me I could sell ice to Eskimos, but and then I moved into home sales, and it's been very good for me, and I'm continuously learning to grow. But the saying went exactly like this: he who has a thing to sell and goes and whispers down a well is far less likely to earn the dollars as the man that climbs a tree and hollers. Now, I don't think Confucius would have used the word holler. So I think that if you're from Kentucky, like some of my family was in Alabama and Arkansas, in the South, holler is a perfectly normal word. So I don't think that quote was accurately attributed to Confucius, but you get that's what it said when I read it at that time. So if you want to make more money doing what you do, selling what you sell, providing the service that you provide, you need to climb a tree and yell, right? You need to get out there. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this today. We're going to go through a couple of different points. And a lot of people say, when I'm growing my business, trying to get my service out there, I feel like I'm being pushy. And that's not really what we want you to be, is pushy. And I hope this is helping you. Yeah, likes and loves already coming through. Be sure and love the post. Give me some hearts. Let's really boost this up. Share it with family and friends, other people that you work with. We'll continue to spread the growth of Midweek Motion with Patrick Lee. Thank you. But you shouldn't feel like you're being pushy. And this one point I really want to talk to you. It says it's time to hustle for sure. And that's one of the things I talk to y'all about, is hustling. Changing the speed of the game, right? The difference between pros and amateurs is the speed of the game. You can go to a Little League baseball game and it's pretty slow. And there are times you can go to a major league game and it'll still have its slow moments, because that's baseball. But definitely when the ball is in play, it's going to be faster. In an NBA basketball game, it's much faster than high school. Same with pro football. The difference in in professionals and amateurs is the speed at which they perform. And it's the same in sales. So it is, if you want to grow, it's time to hustle. Whether you're a seasoned pro with 2 decades or more of sales, 4 decades like me, or you're fresh out of school or starting a new business, it's definitely a season to where you need to hustle. Hey, Marlene, good to see you watching again as well. That's awesome. More and more people keep tuning in. Love that. Get to work. Just kidding. So how do I grow? Let me share some facts. There is a difference between pushy and asking great questions. The biggest misconception people have about working in sales or service businesses that you have to convince people. You're always pushing people to do something. to buy something, to get involved in your business. And instead of that feeling, you need to change your mindset away from I'm being pushy to where I am asking good questions, because asking good questions will always, always, always help you develop the relationship with the person you're talking and help them believe that they are making the decision and not you. So there's a difference between being pushy and asking great questions. The greatest salespeople in the world are the ones who are almost like a therapist. This Kelly says they know that great questions lead a buyer to come to a conclusion about whether this is something they should purchase, invest in. I don't care if it's pizza or tires, whatever it is that you provide. If you have a potential client or customer in front of you, a potential relationship that you want to enter into, and this person may be offering some kind of resistance, the best thing that you can do is not push your service or product on them. Ask them simply great questions about where they are in life, what kinds of things are attractive to them. If they're interested in tires for their vehicle, what kind of tires would they really be looking for? And find out if that's something that you have that they need. And when you can learn, when you ask the great questions, you determine if you have the service or the product that's right for you, for them, excuse me, that's right for them. And at that point, they make the decision that they need what you have, right? So that's the difference between being pushy and asking great questions. Great sellers aren't trying to manipulate someone into buying something. They're asking effective questions, probing deeper and deeper until they figure out how to help that buyer solve a problem. The best salesmen in the world are the people that solve problems. The more problems you solve, the more customers. Hey, what kind of hot sauce do you like? Great question, Brad. Cody says he'll sell me pizza and tires. Cody's a great salesman. You want to know why? Cody listens to me all the time. Whenever I'm at Cody's place of business, Cody's always listening to the conversation and asking great questions and asking what I like about what it is that I'm trying that day. What kind of hot sauce do I like? You like boneless or traditional wings? The only answer is traditional. Ding, ding, ding. There's the winner. If you're going to eat chicken wings, traditional is the way because the bone brings out the flavor. See, great questions. This is really what I'm talking about. I sell homes, right? And whenever I'm talking with a buyer, and I do this literally daily, I have a team of buyer agents that work for me, and they're phenomenal. And the things that I teach them are the same things that I do. When the phone rings, someone was referred a buyer client to me. The number one thing we do, of course, we start talking to them about whether they've been pre-approved for a home loan or not, because that's really the first step. We don't want to waste their time or build up their expectation in something that's never going to happen. But we have to get them connected with a terrific mortgage lender who's going to be also going to be able to ask a great line of questioning and find a way to meet their needs. And then we start digging deep. We probe deep into finding out what their needs and wants are in a home. And these could be simple questions of something along the lines of, do you spend more time in the living room or the kitchen? What is the focal point of your living room? Is it place? Is it your decoration, or is it the television? Is the television 2-inch or is it an 80-inch? Do you play video games or do you like to watch movies in front of the fireplace with your spouse or your loved one or your kids? Are you a gamer? Do you spend more time in the den watching TV, or would you like to have it in the living room, or would you like to have a separate living room? If you like the kitchen, why? Are you a great cook? Did you spend a lot of time maybe with your grandmother in the kitchen as a young girl while she taught you to cook, or your mother? And this is a generational thing. So they have a connection with the big kitchen, and they want a big kitchen because they want to teach their kids how to cook as well. They get enjoyment from the kitchen. So when we find these questions out, then we know the best homes to show that person. I have a home showing average of 3. Okay. I'm just telling you, it's 3. And there are some realtors that show 10, 15, or 30. I've had agents show more than 50 homes. And the people, we've talked about this before, they get the paralysis of analysis, always thinking the next deal is going to be better than the one that they have. So they can't make up their mind. And that's another issue. We start asking great questions to find out how to get that person off the fence and to commit. The best way to do that is through good questions. There you go. Great answers, Pete. Keep listening. What kind of future do you want? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Number two, let's talk about the difference between empathy and curiosity. Most great sellers, great service providers have these two things in common: empathy and curiosity. People who are at the top of the game usually demonstrate these. Now, there's empathy is not to be confused with sympathy. When you are sympathetic to a person, you simply are. You are sympathizing with their condition, the current state that they're in. You feel sorry for that person. But empathy is not sympathy. Empathy is more a spirit of understanding, putting yourself in that person's shoes and understanding where they are, what their needs are, where they're at right now. The greatest salespeople who are empathetic understand where the buyer is, where the person you're reaching out to is. In addition to that, you must be curious, because curiosity is what's going to lead to asking those engaging questions. If you don't have some level of curiosity with the people that you're talking to, that conversation can get pretty boring really quickly. Amen. Can I get a big amen from the crowd out there? I should start hitting my sound effects and see if they come through. I don't use those as much. I have this whole board of sound effects here with claps and applause and laughs and music, and I just don't use them that much. Some of them are a little cheesy. But when you have this spirit of curiosity, wanting to learn about that other person, what service they provide, what other things they have or could do, that you have an answer to. And if you don't ask good questions, you don't get good answers, right? The best way to find out about someone is simply through curiosity. Here's an example of someone who comes in to buy a computer, and I use this in many of the appointments that I have when it comes to selling homes. But if someone comes into your store and they want to buy a computer, you could sell them any computer. But if you start asking them good questions, is this a computer for you? Is this a computer for your children? Are they going to use this for learning? Or are they going to use this for online gaming? Is your child a gamer? Do I need a very high-powered computer with tons of speed and memory that's going to be good for gaming? Maybe it's going to have a liquid-cooled radiator inside and LED lights that's really going to be attractive. Or it could be a simple work pad that all you need is a large iPad, and you can use that for your business because you have a mobile business. Find out what it is. When I sold furniture, it was the same thing. What kind of furniture are we looking for? What kind of lifestyle do you have? How large is the space? Who's going to be utilizing that kind of furniture? So we learn to ask those questions in real estate, in home sales, in cooking, every one of these things, right? Ask good questions. Jim just says, I just tuned in talking about wings and grandma's kitchen. Cool. See, there we go. It's like, hey, these are all topics people can get into, but I want to be relatable to you. I want to show you that you can do this too. And this all simply, I get some of these topics and some of the things that they say, and we just go off and talk about it because I want to talk to you like I would like you to talk to me. We ask good questions and we bounce things off each other, right? The Bible says that iron sharpens iron. And these are all things that we can learn. We can collaborate with, we can bounce these ideas off of each other, and we can all grow. And at the end of the day, that's what Midweek Motivation Live is all about. Number three, there's one reason sellers often underperform. And that is in lead generation and mindset. What are you talking about? If you already think that someone is not interested in your product, you're right. Your thoughts have already determined your methods moving forward. Hey, Sal, good to see you on here again. Yes, with your new profile name. Mr. Sal had his account hacked, and he's working on getting that account back. But yeah, Sal, longtime listener, fan of the show. Appreciate you coming in every week, Sal. That's awesome. A lot of people watch the show from all over the world. We have people that watch from Italy and comment, people in different countries, some people in Mexico and Canada watch the show. I love that. And they'll send me messages. But anyway, the one reason most people underperform is self-doubt. They have a belief, a limiting belief that someone is not interested in what it is that I have to sell. They're not interested in my product. Cody, my good friend, is on here watching. I talk about his restaurant a lot because I'm kind of an evangelist for Cody, and in return, Cody is sort of like an evangelist for the Patrick Lee Group. He's a good friend, and we refer people to each other all the time. And when I'm doing that, if I had this opinion that there are 15 pizza joints in Amarillo, and if someone's interested in pizza, they can find good pizza anywhere, right? If that was Cody's belief, Cody would not be consistently being the evangelist for his brand. He wouldn't be number one on many of the websites that people go to looking for a restaurant or pizza when they're traveling through Amarillo, right? So Cody's ranked number one for that reason. He's constantly evangelizing his brand. And he believes that if he asks the right questions and learns to serve people the way that they want to be served, find out what they like. So when they walk in, a lot of times it's already ready, or he already has a table ready for you and he knows what you like to drink and it's already on the table. When you sit down, there's like, hey, we'll have your drink right over, right? That's customer service. That's how he's constantly evangelizing and growing his brand. And I appreciate that. That's why I am constantly evangelizing as well for Fire Slice Pizza in Amarillo, Texas. Back Alley Eats, one of the hidden secrets, the hidden gems of Amarillo at 34th and Coulter in the alley. I love it, but that's what we do. That's what Cody does. That's what many of you do when we have these conversations, right? But if you have this limiting belief that someone doesn't want what you're offering, you're right. You have to get past that belief. You have to go ahead and contact them anyway. You have to ask the questions anyway. So, for example, if you believe the customer that you're about to call is going to reject you, you're probably not going to be likely to pick up the phone and make the call. You've already defeated yourself. And that's why you're in this rut of underperformance. You have to change your mindset to where you understand that there are people out there who need or at least want what it is that you have to offer, right? There are going to be many people that need what you have to offer. That person's not going to pick up the phone and make the call because they've already defeated themselves in their own mind. Even if that person does muster enough courage to call, if you get the first no or the first little bit of pushback on the phone, do you just say okay and hang up the phone? Too many people I know do, and that's why they underperform, right? I'm 57 years old, guys, and I've been in sales for a long time. And it's only been about the last 5 people that I become as much as aggressive as I have. And it's simply because I realize that the older I get, the more my time on this planet is limited, right? We can't live forever. We all want to live forever, right? But there's a whole lot of power behind the word no. And I use no many times in conversations, in sales conversations with people. But I use the word no simply to get to the word yes. And whether it's me saying no or the other person saying no, I use that word as a power word to say, no, I'm not interested in that. What else have you got? No, I don't want to pay this for that, but I'd pay this for that. No, no, you're not interested now. Okay. When will you be interested? So no is always the stepping stone or the jumping block to the next question. So it's okay to get a no on the phone. It's okay to get a no in your restaurant. It's okay to get a no at the tire store, right? But if you don't like this tire, what kind of tire do you like? If you don't like these kind of wings, that's great. We have many kind of wings. Maybe you're not a wing person. Maybe you're a pizza guy. Maybe you're a burger guy. Maybe you're a steak guy. No is just no. No doesn't hurt. No doesn't reach through the phone and punch you in the face. No is just a stepping stone to the next question. Number 4, don't cut this corner. Many people are corner cutters. They cut corners in their conversations. They cut people off. But this one area it's a corner that you cannot afford to cut if you're looking to grow your business, if you're looking to grow your influence, and that is lead prospecting. What is lead prospecting? Many of you that are in sales know. Yes, I should do the next commercial. Great comment. Gary's got good comments today. Self-doubt, exactly. You already lost. You got to have that confidence. 100% correct, Gary. Thank you for those. But what is lead prospecting? Those of you that are in sales know. But if you're not in sales currently, but you're looking to get into sales, or you're looking to grow a business or your service business, lead prospecting simply means you're always looking for the next person that you can do business with, right? I do this daily. Most of mine is done through relationship. I am a referral based business. There are many people in the real estate space that buy leads and they simply get on the phone and they call people all day long. They call. No, you're not interested. Next. No, you're not interested. Next. Get off my phone. Quit calling me. How did you get my number? And they do that all day. And that's how they lead prospect. That's kind of a method that was really good for a couple of years in the real estate business. And there is still a place for that. Don't get me wrong. There is still a place for that. We all have a database. Your database generally in my business is your phone. Your phone is not a database. It's a data bank. If you have 600 people in your phone, you can be a successful salesperson simply by reaching out and touching the people that you already know, the people that know, like, and trust you. But you constantly have to be adding new people to that. You have to lead prospect. You need to add a couple of people to your data bank regularly every day. You meet a new person. Hey, bump phones. Give me your info. Shoot me your digits, whatever it is. That's why I have a digital business card. A lot of people are like, hey, give me your card. I want to talk to you in the future. That's great. I have paper cards, but I'm like, hey, give me your phone. www.patricklee.work. Boom, there's my digital business card. They click on that. It takes them directly to my landing page where everything about me is there. Links to all my social media, all the shows, the things that I do, my calendar. They can schedule an appointment with me. They can request a call from me, or they can call me or go to my website and start searching for homes themselves that fast, because I have to constantly be lead prospecting for the next person. If I only took care of the customers I have now, they're eventually going to be worth a limited amount of income to me, right? And I'm not talking about this in your relationship, but it can relate to relationships as well. I have relationships that I've had since I was a kid, and they're still some of my best friends today. I'm not talking about this. We're talking about growth today, growing relationships, growing your service based business, growing your company. You have to constantly be looking for new prospects, right? Because other people in your database drop out. Everyone's not going to buy a home every month. The average person buys a house every 5 to 7 years. In the mid-age ranges, they buy and sell a house between every 5 and 7 years. So everyone in my phone might buy a home between every 5 and 7 years. So if I need to sell a lot of homes, I need to constantly be adding people to my data bank. So otherwise I'm going to make a check off of that particular person once every 5 to 7 years, right? People aren't going to go eat pizza, or they're not going to go eat steak every day of the week, but they're going to eat it as often as they can if they like the service you provide and the product that you provide. So you constantly need to be lead prospecting, looking for new people to come in to walk into your restaurant, to walk into your clinic if you're a doctor, to walk into your lawyer's office because they have a problem if you're an attorney. You constantly have to be lead prospecting. And that simply means be nice to everyone you meet. Do some marketing. Yes, I have been a huge opponent of print marketing for years since I got into real estate because I thought it was antiquated. But I'm going to go into another point here next, which is going to talk a little bit about how I've changed my opinion of that. But marketing is good. People do a lot of different things to lead prospect, but you need to go to events. You need to meet people at events, right? We're members of the Chamber of Commerce, and they have events that I don't take advantage of enough to go out and meet new people. But we're constantly running into people, being referred to people, and getting them added to our database. You know what I mean? Gary says every other day. Yeah, when it comes to pizza, I could eat pizza every other day. I could almost eat pizza every day. Next point, think about outside the box when you're looking for new clients and customers. And that's one of the things I just said I was going to touch on. I've started doing some print marketing again, and we're advertising in some print, some magazines for some local neighborhoods that we're in. And we're doing new ads in a new quarterly magazine that's coming out next month, and doing some more things. I'm always online, right? You guys see me everywhere on social media. That's how I do most of my marketing, because number one, it's free. So if I could pay $400 for a one-time ad in a magazine that's going to put my face out there, that someone may read that magazine and throw away or set on the coffee table for someone to look at for a month or two, that's great. But if I put a marketing ad on Facebook and it costs me $10 and it's on there into perpetuity in the future, right? How many of you would raise your hand and say that's a much wiser investment, right? So when I have people that join my industry in real estate, I teach them how to get the most bang for their buck, how to do things that are very inexpensive, that have the most effect, that are going to actually bring you business. It's been very, very, very successful for us. But think outside the box when looking for new clients and customers. You know what used to be very effective 15 years ago? Postcard mailers. You know what's starting to be effective again? Postcard mailers. Believe it or not, snail mail. If you want to develop a relationship with a new potential client, send them a mail, something in the mail, a handwritten note. You know, not something that you had printed off by a company that looks like it was handwritten. Those are cheesy. Those worked for a little while, and now they don't seem to be working anymore. But a real handwritten note. How many of you know that thank you cards, the old thing that your grandma used to tell you when you got a gift, write a thank you card to your grandmother. She's going to be offended if you don't send her a thank you card. She got you a gift. It was true in my family and my wife's family, right? Thank you cards are an incredible way for you to reach out to people, someone that you've met, maybe at an event. Send them a card and say, hey, man, it was great meeting you. I look forward to doing business with you in the future, or developing a relationship with you in the future, right? When the market goes one way, you go another way. You do something different. We've talked in the past about it's your difference that is attractive. It's your difference that makes people want to do business with you. Most people are into the monotony of marketing, and they need to get out of that. Getting out of that means doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. Zig where others zag. Most sellers do send emails and just do the phone call. But when you start doing something different, like a video text, there are many of my clients and friends now that I meet, and I'll be driving down the road and I'll just shoot a little video and say, hey man, I was just thinking about you. You just popped into my head. I don't know why, but I'm glad you did. I need to get together with you and talk soon. I need to stop by and see you. Stop by the office and talk to me. Let's chat about blah, 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 whatever it is, right? And those little video messages now are something, someone's driving down the road and they get a text, and it's not just a text message from someone reaching out for business. It's like, hey, I was just thinking about you. And you know what that says to that person? Someone was thinking about me. Those things are great, right? We all love that. We all want to be liked, right? We all want to be liked. We all want to think that we're good looking. We want to believe that we had value, that people trust us. So if you'll do something different and you'll get the attention of these other people, that's going to change. Yeah, Pete just says it. Break the monotony. Do something different. And then remember this, failure is part of the game. You are going to get a lot of no's, and it's okay. I've said it before. No is just the stepping stone to the yes. The old saying used to be, you got to kiss a lot of frogs before you meet your prince, right? Or Prince Charming. The princesses, y'all know the children's story where the princess kissed the frog and he turned into a prince. He'd been turned into a frog by a wicked witch or something. So the princesses were always out there kissing frogs, hoping one of them turns into a prince. So that's kind of the theme of this. You'll have to go through a lot of no's sometimes to get to a yes. But if you realize that no's are fun, no's are positive, and you have to get through a few of those to get to the yeses, then it becomes part of the game. Failure's not fatal, right? Failure's not fatal. And then finally, thick skin is imperative. Get up one more time, then you get knocked down and you win, right? You have got to learn to not wear your emotions on your sleeve. When someone tells you no and they get mad, you simply take a step back and you empathize. You go around that no, or you bounce off that into the next part of the conversation, and realize that everyone is not going to be your friend. Everyone is not going to be your client or your customer, but some of them will, and they will account for growth. And that's what we're really talking about, right? Is growth. So get up one more time, then you get knocked down and you win. That's really the secret of life. I believe if you take some of these tips and you put them into action today, that it's going to help you grow your business, your service, your relationships, and you're going to move on in life and be successful. Remember, here's the bonus tip. Never go on a growth diet. I'm on a diet. I just lost 10 pounds in the last couple of weeks, and it's working well for me. And it's simply called eating less and eating at better times of the day as opposed to late in the evening. And that's worth working for me. But this is one of the diets that you never want to go on, and that's a growth diet. Remember, guys, courage always begins at the end of your comfort zone. That's the motto here on the show. You guys get out there this week and grow, grow, grow. And I'll see you next week. Remember, at the bottom of this video, you will see the link to my digital business card created by Nick Krim and Michael K at Content Cardz. Click on that link, get an appointment with me in my calendar, all linked through Calendly. I'd love to talk to you. If you're interested in buying a home, selling a home, or investing in real estate, I'd love to talk to you this week. You guys have a great week. Bye-bye.